We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome back to These Unprecedented Gays, your go-to podcast for all things queer, where we unpack the nuances of LGBTQ plus life in these unprecedented times.
Are there nuts in it?
No, just D's.
Oh, you know what Trina says, featuring whoever. It ain't payday unless nuts in your mouth.
What song is that on?
What?
Look back at me.
You love that song. You can quote that song all day long.
I got an ass so big like the sun. I hope you got a mouth for it like I want to run. Slap it in my face. Shove it down my throat. I don't remember the next part. Oh,
I don't think we get the rights for it anyway.
Yeah, I'm not singing it though. It is a what is it when you read like a poetic rendition?
It's an interpretation.
It's a dramatic reading.
There you go.
Of Trina looking back at
a table reading.
I would love to hear an acoustic version.
Yeah, just some girl with her guitar going, look back at that ass.
And then it could be viral on TikTok and on, well, if it's still around, and on Instagram, all of the things.
I was like, we were at work and we were doing an emergency meeting about bronchial something or whatever, and they were like,
bronchials.
Like, it's like if you have asthma, and I'm like, oh, you need an inhaler for that asthma?
Oh, God.
And then did you say, resuscitation? You should be like, have to move. Wait, do people have like asthma in your clinic?
No, it was like we have to go through like emergency meetings, like to talk about if certain things happen, what will we do?
Oh, I guess like response. I guess, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
like if someone's like losing their breath, like what to do.
Yeah, it's like Destiny's Child.
Keep up.
Speaking of Destiny's Child, I'm Paul.
And I'm John.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
And who's the third? Michelle? What's the forgotten girl? She's gone.
Michelle.
They replaced her, right? Or she replaced someone else? And then
she replaced two other people. Well, actually, like four other people. Because there were two girls in the beginning during the first album. And then there were replaced with two other people.
Kelly Rowland was on it, right?
Kelly Rowland and Beyonce have always been the consistent.
Okay.
They've always been Destiny's Children.
This is not your destiny,
but it's
child.
It's like the other children were kind of like Nick Cannon's children. There was a lot of them.
Did you see the clip where it was like, can you name your 12 kids? And he goes, oh man, I always get in trouble for that. Because sometimes I don't remember.
There's a tech guy. I just saw a story about this, and now I can't remember what his name is or what the tech company is, but he said... But I know there's this story.
Wow.
And I don't know what he
This is
works,
going to a great place.
or what he looks like, but there's this guy.
So he says that in his will, he's leaving all of his money to his biological kids, and the 100 and something, I think it's like 106 kids that he has through
like sperm donors?
Like sperm donating.
106?
Something like that, yeah.
He's a billionaire.
So hopefully Nick, our fact checker, will
find the guy.
He's like a hacker today. He's like...
No, he found a telegram.
Oh, he found a telegram.
Yeah,
That's
I read
right.
that same thing. Yeah.
Oh, so I'm not lying.
You're not lying.
But all the numbers don't jack.
Oh my God. $132 million for each kid.
So how much? He's leaving 104. What is that?
14
billion.
Damn.
To how many kids?
100 plus.
To the 100 plus.
Oh.
Okay. So that's some potent
Can
stuff.
I get adopted by him?
Yeah, right. So how was your week, Joe?
Well, I mean, we had to not record last week because I got hit by the Rona.
But it wasn't the razor blade Rona. So
No, I didn't
thank
get the new and improved Rona. But maybe I did, but I didn't have the whatever.
Rona Classic.
I did. I didn't pay for Rona Plus.
Not new Rona.
No new Rona. Yeah. No. I will say it knocked me out. Like, and I feel I don't know if I told you, but I kind of super spread at work accidentally. And because I didn't know on Wednesday. So
Shame.
Wednesday evening, I was like, yeah, I'm like kind of tired. And Thursday, I was like, I'm tired, right? And like because it's not in like our like ether or whatever now. It's not as like on the forefront, right, of our minds where it's like, yeah, COVID is a thing, whatever. Which I don't believe that, but it now is still a thing. But on Thursday I went to work and I was like, I'm kind of tired, like, you know, whatever. I'm like just tired, right? And then Friday morning, like, it was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely sick. And I was like, yeah, I'm fine, right? It's just a cold. And on Saturday morning, I was like, you know what? For shits and giggles, let's just do a COVID test for fun, right? Like the good old,
we're just
like
hanging
the good
out.
old days, right? Well, because Nick was out of town, so I was like, man, what else am I gonna do? And so, like,
Well, I had bought COVID tests because I think I had it myself.
Yeah, he thought he had it. So I'm like, okay, like open him up, right? And like you do the thing, like you swirl your nose, and then you put in the little droppies, and like I kid you not, I did the 3 drops, and like the minute it went to like the like, are you positive? It was like bam. Like it didn't even wait. It didn't even wait. She didn't even wait. She was like, girl, and I was like, oh,
They were coming for the girls, honey.
They were not fighting. But so I was like, surely this is a false positive. So naturally I tested again. It was like, bam. I'm like, oh no. And so then I was like, well, I don't know what the rules are because Trump removed the CDC guidance. So I'm like, I guess I'm staying home, which I was fine. But like, I felt bad too because on Friday I'd gone to get my hair cut. And my hairdresser is in like remission for breast cancer, and I was like,
Oh, no.
Ava,
He's just
like,
killing everybody.
and this happened the first time I had COVID. I had also like hung out with her, like
no.
She is like, I've never hanging
She's
out
a
with
fire
no
you.
couples.
No,
no, she is fine, and
Okay,
like, but what's crazy is like, so at work, like my boss, I sit across from her. She didn't get it. I had like one-on-one meeting with her, so we were in like a closed room. She didn't get it. The guy that sat next to me got it, and then another person got it, and then another person got it, and
you were
then
patient
other
zero.
people.
Wait,
I
how
was
many
patient
people?
zero. I knocked out 3.
Oh my god.
2. Oh yeah.
You did not get it.
Well, I was out of town.
Well, and so then he got back, and he's like, I think I might have had it. Like, we can hang out. I was like, no, I am quarantining in the office, and like, we're gonna do this the right way. And so I lived in the guest bedroom for the next, I don't know, like 4 or 5 days, which it was fine. I was able to work from home.
Nick's like, thank God, no night terrors.
No comment.
Well, and it was fine for me because I didn't hear the,
That's me.
I hope that's you snoring and not farting.
Oh no, I am Gassy Gertrude.
He's the gassy one.
I am Gassisha for 100%.
Okay, good. We'll have our guest who we're going to introduce in a little bit. Hopefully,
We'll have our
help you out with
guest.
that.
Listen, sometimes you eat fibrous foods, okay?
That's right.
And it's gotta do its thing.
Cruciferous.
Correct. And you know what? Angela Bassett did the thing, and so did my intestines. No, so it was basically, I've been on quarantine, and I've been watching a lot of television, but not anything that is like current. So I watched, well, kind of. So I watched the 4th season, the like 4 season one, 4 seasons?
Four
The
seasons.
one with
4
Steve
seasons.
Carell.
Okay, so like
I didn't expect that ending.
I
Right?
didn't either, but I also like got very emotional, and I think it was because of the COVID, and like I was like crying at everything, and I was like, this is very strange.
It's like he has the same outcome in every show he's in.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing.
He
as,
also looks
that-
really good.
The Daily Show or whatever, the morning show or whatever.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think I watched that one. Oh, the with Reese Witherspoon,
Well,
Yeah.
Rachel Aniston and
Jennifer Aniston.
no,
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston. She was
He's in
Rachel.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know. Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Too, yeah.
Well, but Steve Carell with the beard.
Rachel Aniston.
He's doing good.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like
He's a
he
sexy
is
guy.
He
A plus. Steve Carell's doing well.
So let's introduce the guest because he puts the gas in gastroenterology. It is.
It's a podcast host, doctor to. I want
All
to
of the
say someone.
children. Us.
Multi-hyphenate.
He's Doctor to the Gays.
He cares about your whole health.
Oh,
And the health of,
and he's a friend of the pod.
And he's a friend of the pod. It's Dr. Carlton. Hi.
Thank you. It's nice to be back. Or as someone introduced their friend to me as in Urban Moe's on Sunday, Dr. Butthole.
Oh.
No, not quite.
Oh no, not sticking, Dr. Butthole.
We're not
Dr.
going to start
Butthole.
that.
Yeah.
Imagine that on the hospital here. Dr.
Butthole.
I feel like that would gather more attention.
Who's the drag queen that has butthole in her name?
Lydia
Lydia
Butthole.
Butthole Collins.
Yeah.
LBH.
I just, man.
She's normalizing it.
Yeah.
You know, buttholes. All buttholes matter.
Exactly. And it's like, and all buttholes are beautiful.
No,
Too far.
There've been some guys on Grindr and Scrub that have sent me their butthole pictures, and I'm like, oh, honey, no.
But
are you like you need to get checked?
Well, it was more like, oh my god, I know you. Hey, can you check this out for me?
Well, that's my Instagram. I've got this thing on my
But are you-
and I'm like, okay, go ahead and show me a picture. I know that's what you want to do.
Are you allowed like to provide medical advice? Because I know a lot of like, if you're online, it's like you can't. This is not medical advice. Like, are you allowed to like give advice if they reach out to
I can
you?
give my opinion.
But not like diagnose.
But it's always, you need to get that looked at.
Well,
Right.
well my thing is, like, I had a guy from Spain a month ago say, hey, can you get herpes on your genitals when you have oral herpes too? You already have oral herpes. Can you have HSV1 and HSV2? And I'm like, well, it's kind of unusual to have both. And I said, you know what? Send me a picture of your junk right now, and let me see what this rash looks like.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, no, honey, that's monkeypox. And he's like,
Oh,
He's like,
man.
Are you sure? Because I've been vaccinated against it twice. I'm like, well, the vaccine is not a silver bullet. It's
Yeah.
like 89% effective. And I'm like, well, tell me, do you have risk factors? He goes, yeah. I'm in a bathhouse in Madrid 6 days a week.
Oh dear.
He goes, I'm a 70-year-old American. I'm retired to Madrid. I go to the bathhouse 6 days a week. And I'm like, well, there you go.
But he's having fun.
And
Live your best life, girl.
And I looked up online here, are there any like outbreaks in Madrid right now? Because there is one in Berlin. And there was no record of it. And he goes, I'm like, well, just go tell your doctor to test you for it just to be safe. And lo and behold, like 6 days later, he messages me back. Yeah,
Really?
you're right.
But also, people, vaccines are not like it's not a force field.
Yeah.
You know?
They're a tool.
Yes,
His case was very light because he was vaccinated.
Right.
Yeah.
But if he had not been vaccinated, it could have been very bad.
And he was what 70? You
Do-
said.
Yeah.
Do you ever just tell people like, "Hey, send me a picture of your junk just for medical purposes"?
I need to take a look. I need to do that.
There may be a few of my followers that ask that for because they're really hot.
Do they comply?
And sometimes I get it unsolicited, but that's okay too.
Okay, you know, why not?
That's what you're. That's
It's all part of the business.
Yeah, it's the fringe benefits.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay,
So,
so
if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life.
exactly.
Right, exactly.
Before we like get into the interview and all that stuff, I want to like take a moment because Nick, our producer, has like had something special happen.
yeah.
Oh, and we're so happy
Did
for
I?
him.
Yeah.
So it's the San Diego influencer
Business Journal, like LGBT influencers.
Oh my god, there were
Yeah.
quite a few
I saw that
people.
list. There's like 50 of them every year.
Yeah.
and you're wrong.
I made it this year.
That's so cool.
Yay! Oh my god, you're such a gay.
I got.
Did you get any money from that?
No, I had to pay. I have to pay money to be a. It's all. It's what. Anyway, yeah.
You should get a prize.
I can pay for the prize if I want to order it.
He can throw himself a gallon if he wants to.
Here's my award. Go me.
It's pretty cool. Thank you for highlighting. I appreciate
Of
it.
course. I'm so proud of you.
Top 50 influentials.
Yeah.
I remember you were texting me and he's like, yeah, like I got this thing. I was like, I mean, that's cool. Congratulations. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
all of San Diego, right?
And I was like, back to work.
Back to influencing.
never
Business
a day of rest. Oh, Lord.
Bah humbug. Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome. My
Appreciate it.
pleasure.
Thank you.
So we hadn't really done anything.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I mean, what have you been up to?
Nothing. But we're very excited because tomorrow we have to go online because the pre-sale tickets for Chess, the revival on Broadway with Leah Michele and Aaron Tveit,
You doing it?
goes on sale
Chess?
tomorrow.
Like,
Yes.
the
Wanna
chess
come in?
game?
Like,
We can
it's
get
a
an
chess
extra-
game.
When is it?
And they haven't told us the dates yet. We won't know the dates until tomorrow when we go.
My daughter is in New York on
Oh, yeah, that's right.
NYU Tisch doing Broadway stuff, and her crush is Aaron Tveit. Yeah.
Same as
All of
for
our
Andy.
crushes. He's
I
just.
am your daughter right now.
You and 20-year-old women.
I was like, we went and saw Moulin Rouge, and Andy was like,
she saw it 8 times.
"Oh, did she really?"
Yeah.
Wow.
He was really great in it, but he didn't know it was Aaron Tveit until like he was like, "That sounds like Aaron."
And we got to meet him afterwards.
At the stage door. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
So, but yeah, the tickets go on sale tomorrow.
And you don't know, but I was going to say you should, like they would have to have given you some time frame.
So we're going to try to make it a double header and do that and see Mary the same visit.
Oh, nice.
Jinx Monsoon is the new.
Is a new Mary.
Yeah.
Tom Lincoln.
Oh.
Yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Once she finishes Pirates of Penzance the musical, then she goes over to O'Mary.
It's what it's called.
Finishes what?
Pirates of Penzance.
Penzance.
What's Penzance?
Penzance.
Penzance is a Gilbert and Sullivan music.
You know that I am a very modern major general.
I don't.
Oh, well then, it's lost on him. Lost on him.
Is it like a classic?
Yes, it's a classic.
Yeah. So, and chess is known because we brought this up at the music, like just the last time we recorded, was that chess is one of the only Broadway shows that had a top 10 hit on the pop charts with One Night in Bangkok.
Oh, that's right.
And
Because you were
actually,
talking
we were
about
watching the video last night for One Night in Bangkok, and I was like, actually, it sounds like he's rapping, almost like how Blondie does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, that's kind of cool.
like Blondie, like Call Me Blondie.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so, yeah, that's
So
our
we
exciting
have
stuff.
a video conference because we might do this with like other people.
Okay.
And try to all coordinate so there could be up to 6 of us. And if you want to join us.
I mean,
That's nice. Well, when in fall, because we won't be in the
I
country.
might be in Vienna.
Yeah. It's like I have to
Probably,
work this around
We're
October.
thinking like November probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like New York.
Think
November.
about it, Nick.
think about it.
New York in November is
You have
beautiful.
until 8 o'clock tomorrow.
I'm done. Yeah, I'm ready.
AM or PM?
AM.
Oh, AM?
Yeah. They
Damn.
go on sale at
Pretty
11
fun.
a.m. Eastern Standard
Oh my
Time.
God.
I know.
That's stressful.
And this will be released after that, so we're not giving anything away to people.
Yeah. In the general public.
So this is like, did you have to sign up to get on the list?
Yes.
Oh, is
Paul
there
will
ticket
finally get to
master?
meet his crush, Leah Michelle.
Well, I work for her. I'm her reader. So we,
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's gonna show up with his like essay of like my name is Paul, and she'll be like, I don't know what this says.
Apparently, even Nicholas Christopher, I guess he was
He's beautiful.
the replacement for Washington when Hamilton ran on Broadway.
Oh, nice.
He was like the second Washington.
Oh, that's
Okay.
handsome.
look at him with the
He's
bushy
done a lot-
eyebrows.
He's done a lot of things.
I love it.
I have no idea who any of these people are. Oh my God, I'm older than him.
Gasp! It just
Big gasp.
it keeps happening.
Oh, I know.
Newsflash.
Welcome.
It's like Smash Mouth said, the years start coming and they don't stop coming.
But you know what does keep coming? Mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation.
You need your inhaler.
I got that asthma.
You need your non-steroidal inhaler.
All right. So what's giving you life, Joe?
So, in part of my quarantine, I discovered that I had not finished True Blood, the HBO show.
Oh, there you go.
And so I'm watching the last season and a half, I guess 2 seasons. And what's giving me life is I forgot how much like gay sex is in there. Like a lot.
Oh, maybe we should watch True Blood.
Girl.
We did watch it.
So, because what happens is like if it's humans and vampires and like all this other shit, like
But that's
it went
far
all
In the
over
over
the
south.
place.
In the south.
But no, like hot, sexy vampires. And like they're like if you get like an injury, you can drink vampire blood and it like helps heal you up. But then you have sex dreams about the vampire. And so Alexander Skarsgård, who is a tall Sweden Nordic person,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
he's a hot man. And the like other guy, Jason, I don't know what his real name is, but like he's this buff guy. Like they have like this like sex scene. It was like, oh baby.
Okay.
But what got me into watching True Blood was on Apple TV Plus. Apple TV, whatever
Yeah.
the service. He's in a new show called Murderbot.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you.
And
that, yeah.
so I started watching a couple of those episodes, and I was like, "Oh, he was in True Blood," and I was like, "I haven't watched True Blood," and I was like, "Oh." So once I finish True Blood, I have to go back to the Murderbot show because it's very campy.
Yeah.
It's like comedy, but like drama and like futuristic. I feel like you would like it because it's basically this like robot.
Yes, it becomes sentient.
Yeah, and he like breaks the code, and he's like, "Haha, I got out of the control," and like is supposed to like protect this group of people or whatever. I'm only on episode like 2, so that's all I can tell you.
Me too. Yeah.
But True Blood is giving me life. What is giving you life?
Okay, so I'm not sure if I like talked about this before, like on the music episode or not, but like Funky 4+1, they're a rap group, and like there's only like one song really, and it's called "That's the Joint," and but they are the first in a lot of things. Like first of all, I love this song; it's amazing. It's like 9 minutes long.
9 minutes.
Yeah, and they were in. They're on the label Sugar Hill, so the Sugar Hill Gang, all those guys. And then they were one of the first hip hop crews to have a female MC because the one more is the female.
The one more what?
Do what?
The one more what?
One more MC because they're Funky 4 plus one more. So
She's the one
The one
more.
more is the female MC.
Plus one more. That's a lot of words.
Yeah. And then the second thing that they're the first at is they were the first ever hip hop group on national television.
Oh.
And they were the first hip hop group on SNL.
Oh.
Because Blondie, when they wanted them to be the musical guest, she said that's fine, but I want to pick the second musical guest because this is when they used to have 2
Right.
back in the day.
Yeah.
And so she was the one who said, I want to pick the second group, and she brought the Funky 4 plus one more on. So it was just like, that's really cool.
And so you rediscovered them?
Well, she was one of the first pop artists that used rap in a song.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was always hanging out in those areas and stuff like that, and hanging out with the hip hop crews and stuff like that. So to me, I discovered them, and then I'm like, oh my god, a lot of what they rap about is like how people rap now, and they use a lot of like their slang or verses and lines and stuff from there. So I'm just like, I love the
Chef's
song.
kiss?
The song is just like, it's just funky.
It's long. Like the lyrics keep going.
9
funky.
minutes long.
It's the Funky 4.
Funky 4 plus one more.
I didn't know Blondie rapped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What song was it that she rapped in? It was I forget which one it is that she raps in. But it's one of her big. Oh, Rapture.
Yeah,
Well,
Rapture.
that's a fitting
Yeah,
name.
and that
Rap.
was one of her big
Disco and hip hop.
Yes, mixed together, because that was the thing back then in the early '80s was they were taking like disco beats and then
doing
rapping on
hip-hop.
top of them.
Yes,
I do love a disco undertone.
Yeah, so she has a rap section of that.
Of Rapture,
song,
where she just like breaks it down, and it's like, okay, girl, I see you.
Like, this is new.
I know.
It's funky fresh.
I know. And so we're gonna get Dr. Carlton's. What has given you life this week?
Well, it's kind of old now, but and maybe cliche, but I started watching Mid-Century Modern when it first came out, on
Right.
YouTube, and I hated the first couple of episodes.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt.
And I wanted to like just throw it away, but then I watched it all the way through. I fell in love with Linda Lavin.
Yes.
She was so good.
I agree.
Was perfect on the show.
Yeah.
I think made the show.
Right.
I think she fucking died in the 9th episode.
Spoiler
So I don't know how they're going to replace her, but that show is so funny.
It is.
And the more I rewatch it, the funnier it gets.
I think I need to rewatch
you know,
it.
people like went into this wanting it to be like
Golden Girls.
Golden Girls or the Birdcage
Yeah.
or something. They had
Yeah.
all these expectations put onto it, and I went into it just like, you know what, whatever. It is what it is.
That's
I know
how
it's just
I
going to
did
be
it,
like
too.
it's going to be cheesy, and it's like, and it was in the best possible way because it was one of those that we watched right before bed because it made us feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was mindless, but it was fun, and it was like, but they even touched on really heavy stuff, like with the whole Mormon thing and
Yeah.
stuff. I thought was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, and then like the congressional thing too. You know?
Right, and the congressional thing.
Oh yeah, the senator. I didn't know she had passed away, and that like episode or whatever where they did like she had passed. I like sobbed uncontrollably.
Yeah.
Did you have COVID?
It was
No, it was pre-COVID era.
Yeah, it's a great show, and like you said, like Golden Girls has always been my go-to show to go to bed to. It kind of gets me into my happy place, gets me settled down. It's something that I've seen a million times, and it always kind of gets me to sleep. Now I'm putting on Mid-Century Modern, even though there's only 10 episodes. I still love the show. Yeah,
I hope they bring it back.
I feel like they should. I mean, because I will say that they wrapped up her death very like succinctly. It was like she passed away during, I think, filming, and then it was like, hey, here you go.
It's
and
implied that the sister, who I don't like, is going to come in and to be the new character.
Yeah,
maybe they get Rhea Perlman to come on.
But like, do they need?
Yeah.
Do they need a fourth person in the house though?
I think they do.
Do they?
They actually should get the lady that played Flo.
Oh,
It should be like the old lady neighbor that lives next door, like that comes over all the time. Like that's what they could do. It's like
right. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm like somebody who can like come in, tell a couple of jokes, and then leave.
Yeah.
We're kind of in that lull right now where there's not a lot of new stuff coming out.
For the summertime, it's all like reality
we're waiting
shows.
for like the new Squid Game second half to come out
Yeah.
in a week or so, and then
I'm excited because Ironheart comes out as well, the new Marvel show. So I'm like, oh, that's going to be good.
is that Shea Coulee?
Yes.
Shea Coulee's in that. That's cool.
Shea Coulee's in there, and she's got a big fucking part. She's called Slug, and she's the hacker who helps out Riri, who is the lead in Ironheart.
Oh, very
cool. So check it out. It's good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Is it on Netflix?
It's on Disney Plus, girl. It's Marvel.
Okay.
Marvel and Disney don't
I don't
have anything.
I don't have
grip.
Disney Plus. I think Nick does. So we have Disney Plus.
All right. So he hasn't been here in a year.
Uh-huh.
This is our Pride episode.
Jeez.
And we want to talk to Dr. Carlton, get to see what he's been up to
And be
lately.
proud of gay.
And be proud. Well, I mean, it's San Diego, so there's not a lot of pride right now.
I was going to ask you, are you up to date with all the like things that are happening with SD Pride?
For the most part, yeah.
Like what's happening? It's like
We'll get into
every
it. We'll get
day.
into it.
New sponsors going
Well,
away.
okay, well, here's the thing, y'all. Okay, so SD Pride, there's been a lot of like sponsors and other people dropping out of Pride.
It's
because-
hullabaloo.
Mayor.
Even the mayor, because
Mayor, all the Jewish organizations and UCSD. have all done
and
that.
also
And
the
Harris too, yeah.
the military contingency
Yes.
Military contingency just did it too.
dropped out because of the leadership within the Pride organization.
Didn't acknowledge them. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it didn't acknowledge during the trans ban, and didn't feel like they could keep them safe. But also, a lot of people are dropping out because Kalani is the headliner for the Saturday night show.
Right.
For the musical event. And a lot of the Jewish, the mayor, everybody else who's dropped out, like Hera SoCal and something that dropped out because she has shown her support for Palestine. And spoken out against what Israel has done and stuff. So it's
really, I think it's confusing and it's controversial because what she says she means is she's anti-Israel government. She hates what they're doing, killing children and women, which of course we all hate that. We don't want to see children babies. But she's also used the term intifada a lot, which some people take as like, especially Jewish people, remember the second intifada from the Israeli-Palestinian conflict was Palestinians blowing up Israeli civilians.
okay.
So, and I think in a broader sense, the term, some people, and I'm no expert here,
Right.
But in a broader sense, and I haven't said anything online because I know I'll get crucified.
Right.
Either way.
Yeah.
Either way.
Either way. There's no good
You're wrong in
answer.
anything you say.
I'm wrong in everything I say. But a lot of so the Jews take it as intifada as that, whereas she just means, or she says she means the political uprising to end the occupation of Gaza. And so I think if they just sat down together and talked and kind of tried to understand each other a little bit.
Yeah.
But she's also worked with Jewish people for peace, or there was a group that she'd worked with that was a Jewish organization who wanted to stop what was happening in Gaza as well. So it's like she is trying, but it's also like, what was it, Nicole from
Ramirez.
Right, who was like,
Murray.
yeah, who was like, they're, most people are just too left wing, and I'm like, you do know that Pride is built on being as left wing as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I also think the whole thing about Pride is inclusivity.
Yeah.
Especially for marginalized people. So I don't care what your the country right now is in a place where if you don't agree with me, you're bad.
Yeah.
Right.
And we desperately need an organization to step up and say it's okay to have different points of view.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Even polarizing views, and we can still come together and celebrate something.
Well, the beauty of the No Kings protest that I went to
I was going to ask you about that.
in San Diego, there were 69,000 people marching. And it was old people, it was young people, it was brown people, it was white people, it was the Free Palestine movement, it was Jews, it was queers, it was everybody. Everybody was there. And although we might not all agree with each other on certain aspects of life, we came together on one issue.
Yeah.
And that's what we need to do when it comes to Pride, is we need to come together and unify, because as the winner of International Mr. Leather this year said in his speech that kind of won him the title this year, Renee Hebert, they're trying to divide us.
Yeah.
Chew us up into small bits so
Yeah.
that we're more digestible.
Yeah.
Let's make them choke on it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Let's become unified into one big group and then let them make them choke on it. So, I think it's really unfortunate what's happening. I think Pride is a time where we really do need to all come together.
Yeah.
And I wish there had been a little bit more communication between all groups involved before just giving up and splitting. Yeah.
Yeah, because then it's almost
Yeah.
like we're being abandoned by the community that is supposed to support us.
Yeah, I don't think anybody agrees that killing civilians and women and children is a good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Or a great thing. But a lot of Jews and Israelis are really hurt by the 1,200 people that got murdered and the hostages that were taken before that even happened. But there's such a complicated. It's such a complicated. It goes back decades.
Forever.
As Trump is finding out, Middle Eastern relations are not easy.
I fixed it, everybody.
And if I offended anybody with what I said, I am no expert. I'm just saying, what I observed and what I feel like. I think we all have a common bond, and we need to focus on that common bond right now.
Togetherness, yeah.
In Pride, because otherwise it's
It'll divide us.
It's going to be terrible.
I think that's right.
You know what we can all agree on is that it's amazing that the FDA approved a 2-shot vaccine for
2-shot PrEP shot.
PrEP shot. Yeah. So it's called lenacapavir, and it's going to be sold as Yeztugo.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeztugo!
Yeztugo! Oh my God! Yeztugo!
Yeztugo.
There you go.
Are they doing it?
Oh my God! That's going to be the ad. Because you could do that. And
I see the marketing.
Yes, to go.
Oh, two because it's two.
And then they can be hot to go.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, this is perfect.
I love it because right now there's the 2-month shot out, right?
Yeah.
And it's way more effective than daily PrEP because people forget to take daily PrEP.
Well, and also
pills.
it'd be easier on them because they'll remember it to do it if it's just like 2 shots. You just
right.
And then,
so, but the thing about Apretude, which is the every 2-month shot right now, I wanted to get on it, but I struggle already getting my every 3-month PrEP pill. Labs and doctor visit to do swabs and everything like that. And my doctor said, you know what, if you want to, I can put you on Apretude, but you're going to have to come in a week before you get your shot and get an HIV test that's clear. And then 1 week later, come in and get the shot every 2 months. And I'm like, honey, I can't make but like 3 doctor's appointments a year. This is not happening.
I am a doctor and I can't make those appointments.
So now that there's a possibility of getting a shot every 6 months, I'm totally in. I love it.
Well, and now MIT is also working on supercharging some of the vaccines so they could possibly get it up to 1 shot a year.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I was like. That's what they're trying to work on.
Then that's just Yazgo.
Yeah. And actually, UCSD was a part of the study. And I know a guy here in town who's been on the injection for 6 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
And he is still HIV negative.
And I think that they're trying to get it so that it's like super cheap for people to get the shot if they.
Well, that's the base price is $40,000 a year, but my Descovy, which is 30 pills every month times 12. The price tag on that is $28,000.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Before insurance.
Yeah.
But then the insurance comes in and the Gilead copay thing.
I was going to say Gilead.
Yeah.
Gilead also does a lot of like if your insurance doesn't cover it, then call us.
Yeah.
And they'll like do sort of things.
Yeah.
Because when I've worked on the drug side of the like manufacturing, and there are selective departments in companies that work specifically with low-income folks or folks that don't have access to it.
I mean, clearly this is ideal. This is what we want to see because, like, it's been studied in cis women in Africa. That was 100% effective.
Oh,
it's
wow.
been studied in non-binary people and trans people and gay guys. So it works.
And this is an area that RFK doesn't even want to.
I know, right?
RFK doesn't even know. RFK's too busy with, I don't know, all the other stupid shit.
Today, he apparently in one of his congressional hearings today, he was in front of Congress and said he asked for an example of someone who's ever died of HIV. He wasn't aware of one.
Are you kidding me? But it's fine because he's gonna go drink his raw milk with Christy Noam, and then Christy Noam is gonna go get hospitalized again. They are gonna take themselves out, bro.
Should we just send him a picture of the quilt on the National Wall?
I know,
like
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
Don't trust our government.
If you say it didn't happen, it didn't happen. Fake news. Just millions of our 50s, 60s, and 70-year-olds are dead.
Right, which a lot of like, you know, I tell people, I'm like, when you look, because they're always like, well, there's not a lot of gay boomers around, you know.
Well, wonder why.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what?
Bitch, they dead.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So is it, my question, it's 2 times a year, so then do you have to go and do 3-month tests still, or is it 6 months?
You should still do your STI tests
quarterly
if you're not using condoms and you're having unprotected sex.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you're doing it a lot, you should do more than every 3 months. You know, depending
but
on how
this
active
is
you are.
it helps with. I mean, you're right. I feel like daily pills are hard.
They are, yeah.
So
and you know, shit. Did I take my prep? I don't remember. And luckily, I have a pill box now. But before I had a pill box, I couldn't remember.
Well, you don't want to double up,
and you don't want to double up because it can fuck up your kidneys.
That's how old you are? You have a pill box?
I love that.
Listen,
I love a good pill
When I had
box.
my heart condition in college, I had to take 2 pills a day for my heart condition, and I had a pill box.
Well, you've been old for your whole life.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're empty nesters now, you and Alex, your husband.
Yeah, we're empty nesters. And we had quite a busy year. My own podcast started back in July of last year.
But honestly,
So,
go
but
check
honestly,
it out
yeah.
wherever you stream your podcasts.
Yeah, and it's been really wild. Like I looked at the top 30, like in the last 30 days where we ranked in sexuality with different countries, and we were, let's see here.
I didn't really thought to look at like what our standings are in those countries.
Number 1 in Tanzania, number 3 in Spain, number 4 in Israel, number 4 in Costa Rica, number 4 in the Philippines, number 7 in Iceland, number 11 in Denmark, 11 in South Africa, 14 in Greece, 16 in Ireland, 20 Lebanon, 21 Colombia, 23 Australia. So it's definitely hitting.
International.
Okay, but where is Tanzania?
You don't know where
That's in
Tanzania is?
Australia.
I was thinking in Africa.
That's Tasmania.
Isn't it? Wait, where's Tanzania?
my
In Africa?
God.
That's as bad as Joe.
Right next to Kenya.
Okay.
That's as bad as
Yay! I was smarter at geography. I was like, Tanzania? I didn't know Tanzania.
Paul's got the Tanzanian devil.
That was pretty good, Paul. That was actually really good.
That was really funny.
They have a devil there in Tasmania.
Yeah, but so it's been wild. We started off as, you know, I'm the medical trained guy with all the information and facts, and D'Angelo presents himself as a gay guy who's done stuff, lots of stuff. So he uses his experience and humor, and I use the medical side of things. And we'll just do open chat like this for about 15 minutes, and then we'll have listener questions or people who writing confessions or sex stories or whatever.
Oh, dirty secrets.
So yeah, so it's getting kind of it's getting kind of saucy, which is great. And it got so raunchy at one point that we decided, hey, we should probably put a lot of the raunchy material on Patreon because to kind of protect our
girl, get it, monetize it. That's a real yes.
And so we did, and we've got about 70 Patreon folks right now, and it's growing every day. But people started getting pissed off because every time we went to talk about something juicy, we would cut away to Patreon. And we were like, oh, we're back now. If you want to hear the real stuff, go to Patreon.
Hey up, bitch.
Yeah, so like we recorded yesterday, and I said, I just read this review that somebody was pissed off about it. So I'm going to tell about my wild weekend where I basically hosted a little naked pool / sex party. We're going to talk about that. And so that's what we talked about on the episode that comes out tomorrow. So
we have no kids at home, so you can do what you want.
They were in San Francisco visiting friends, so like I went all out. I had 2 slings set up and a plug bench, and I basically couldn't figure out who to invite because we didn't figure out that they were going to be gone until like 48 hours before.
So like last minute.
I went straight to my WhatsApp orgy group and was like, anybody want to come over to my house on Saturday?
And they were like, yes.
You should start using Signal so it doesn't get traced.
Not realizing that a local sex party that happens in East County that's very popular was also on that day, that night.
Competing
There were
sex
435 people who had RSVP'd to that party.
Oh my gosh.
Our party started at 1.
We live in a different world.
And it ended at 5, and then everybody else went to that other party at 9.
So you were the pre-party.
We were the pre-party, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't get invited to anything.
You can actually get on that party list by emailing them some information that they want. And
is it your credit card information and social security number?
They basically want to know your name, your email address, and send a picture.
ASL.
I would go and hang out with the dog.
A whole pic of the cockpit.
Okay.
I would go and hang out with the dog, and I'd be like, so where are the snacks?
I would want like a nice dip, a good charcuterie.
Well, that's the problem is my husband made all this food for our pool / sex party. I'm like, honey, all the bottoms aren't going to be eating. What are you doing?
Put out ice, you're fine.
But the tops need energy.
They did, and they tore it up. They ate all the chicken wings. They ate all the burgers.
Hopefully they had enough water out because people need to stay hydrated for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
they're losing fluids a lot.
So so we've had some pretty cool guests on. We've had Willem from RuPaul's Drag Race. We had Dan Savage. We've had Big Dipper from Sloppy Seconds. We've had a dominatrix on. We've had a couple porn stars on. We're working on getting Carson Kressley.
Okay.
And then I kind of have a backdoor into Natasha Leone because she follows me on Instagram, so I'm going to get her too.
A backdoor.
She's got poker face.
Oh, yes.
That's such a great
she
show.
messaged me the other day. I was like, oh, I love your stuff. It's so cute. Keep doing it. I'm like, oh, okay. Man.
I love her
Come on my
show.
podcast, I love you. She blew up. Like,
She blew up
also,
big time.
she's been around for a
Speaking
while.
of poker face.
I love that face.
All right, so you're busy. You've had a busy first part of the year. You've been going back and forth to like Texas because you had a couple of
So I did in very South Texas, like right on the border with Mexico, down near Brownsville. I had
is that code for butthole?
How appropriate.
appropriately named, right?
Brownsville.
this weekend.
Yeah.
So I did a Rio Grande Valley leather weekend, and I was a featured speaker for that. And then I did a fisting weekend in Dallas, and then 2 weeks later I did Austin Kink weekend, and I presented there. But this year I was also named a judge for International Mr. Leather in Chicago, which was over Memorial Day weekend. And there are 68 contestants from all over the world. And one of the rules that I didn't realize is you're not supposed to socialize with the contestants very
Like
closely.
have sex with them?
Right.
Oh my god!
Here I am.
Thank you for cracking that code.
Because I'm asking because when you say socialize, can you go talk to them?
You can, so I talked to them about what their platform is, what they're excited about, and that kind of stuff. But when it came to anything else, that was it. I had one of them actually hit me up on Scruff and say, "Oh, I think you're a contestant this year for IML, right?" And he goes, oh yeah, I can't talk to you till June. Sorry.
Oh no.
And then like, but at this Austin Kink weekend, they had a dungeon, a sex party dungeon, and there were 20 contestants from International Mr. Leather there, so I had to stay out of the dungeon. So I'm just like sitting there twiddling my thumbs while everybody's.
Was there a live feed at least?
No, sadly.
Were you twiddling your thumbs inside of a butthole?
There's an episode of one of my favorite episodes of my show was Holding Hands in Palm Springs.
Okay,
and it actually made D'Angelo and Tony shudder a little bit and say, "Oh my God, this is like the Marvel comics of sex that you did this week."
Okay, so everybody go check this out on the podcast.
So basically, there's this couple from Las Vegas that we met, and we were staying at Casa Oliver, which used to be All Worlds in Palm Springs, and they have a sex maid set up in the back.
Oh, is that where the sauna is, or the steam room?
They have I feel
like I've been to All Worlds.
They don't have a steam room or a sauna. They just have a play area.
Is there like a pool?
They have a pool and a play area, yeah. So in the play area, this guy from Vegas is fisting his partner, and then he wants me to come behind him and fist him, and my hand is so big I couldn't get it in there, right? And so he goes, well, here, my husband is wide open, grab my hand, and so I held his hand, and we both like double barreled his partner.
So wait, almost like a human centipede situation to
double fisting this guy, and then so we get done with that, and then there's this like really average guy comes up and starts fucking the guy who's just been double fisted, and it's like throwing a hot dog down
a hallway.
I was just gonna say, like,
so
do you get any traction?
So the guy's been over the bed, and the guy's coming up from behind him. At the end of the bed, fucking him, and then I reach up underneath. So he says, Carlton, reach up in there and jerk him off. So I go up inside this guy's butt and start jerking him off inside of this other guy's ass. And apparently that's called a Jack in the Box.
Oh my God.
I had no idea.
And now you know.
Name of episode.
When you were inside with the other guy, did you say, united we stand, divided we fall?
So anyway,
I learned so much.
So these kinds of things is what we talk about on the podcast, which is kind of, a little shocking for some people because they're not used to that. Because I'm all, on Instagram, I'm all like, doctor.
Right.
I talk about my real life and on my show.
But this is your real life too.
Yeah.
You're a man of many
talents.
Yeah.
So
they all revolve around the butthole.
So really the highlight of the year so far was International Mr. Leather. So I was one of 9 judges, and we had this incredibly diverse judging panel. It was me, Paulo Batista from San Diego, who's a female-to-male trans man who looks more like a man than I do. So it's kind of confusing for people. I'm sure when they see him, they're like, wait a minute, he's going into the women's bathroom? What? So Nick Zucco was from Chicago. We had a guy from Belgium who runs Belgium. Is it Belgium? Yeah, from Belgium who runs Darklands, the Darkland, the European leather weekend thing.
Oh, I thought it was like is that the where they film those?
No, it's in Antwerp, Belgium. It's in and it's in the beginning of the year every year. And then we had the former International Mr. Leather, the former International Miss Leather, who were a black guy and a black and Asian mixed woman. And then we had a black guy who ran Onyx, and we had a cisgendered woman.
Oh, okay.
So we had quite a Benetton ad.
Wow.
It's a smorgasbord.
Yeah, the smorgasbord.
Yeah, I like that.
And then we had 68 contestants from all over the world, and we were basically locked in a room for 3 days with these people, interviewing them and analyzing everything. And then the live show was on Sunday, and the top 3 were the winner was from Renee Hebert from Palm Springs. First runner-up was Zephyr Merker from New York Eagle, and the third place guy was Michael Tequili from Pittsburgh, Mr. Pittsburgh Leather. But it was really cool because there was the top 20 was really international. Lots of people from Germany, Ireland, Australia,
Yeah,
Wales.
the Germans love their fetish.
So it was a really cool weekend. It was a really cool weekend, and there was a lot of trans visibility and transport for
good.
a trans
cool.
man. Every single contestant had a trans wristband on.
Oh, good.
So it like
Glad to see that.
because leather in general has had such a toxically masculine vibe to it for all these years. The evolution was really evident this year because there were guys in like pink leather and high heel boots, and fingernails.
So I'm going to ask you a question.
And fringe, and it was like all over the place. It was great.
So like people consider leather to be fetish. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, would some of that trans visibility be because people tend to fetishize trans people?
Well, I think there are certain people who fetishize trans people. It's clear that happens, but I think because it's been such a hyper masculine group of people, like the old guard, that I think a lot of people realize that unless we start changing our views, leather's going to die.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like the softer side of Sears.
The leather will dry out. You got to condition the leather.
So they brought in the pups, and they brought in the other kink stuff too, to kind of make it, and you don't have to be in hardcore bluff leather. You can be, which is breeches leather uniforms. So basically, you can do it however you want to. It's really funny though, because one of my friends here locally, Chase Carlson, he told me, "Hey, Carlton, you're going to judge International Mr. Leather, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "My friend, when I was in Iowa, he was like Mr. Minnesota, and he said he had to show his butthole on stage to the judges, and he had to like apologize to his mom that he was going to have to show his butthole to the judges on stage." And I'm like, "Honey, I don't think it works like that." Right?
Well, I was going to ask, what are the criteria that you
exactly. I was going to ask, what are the judging criteria? Do you have something specific?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment. So the funny part is we went to Austin Kink Weekend, and the entire staff of International Mr. Leather was there.
Oh,
to scout out things. Mm-hmm. And
no socializing.
And Alex went up to my husband went up to one of the directors and said, "Hey, I just want to know, is it true that the contestants have to show their buttholes to the judges?" And the guy took it and ran with it. And he was like, "Absolutely. You don't want an International Mr. Leather with a blown out butthole. I mean, it's like the AKC dog show. You have to look at
Oh my God. You got to pull the tail up and look at it.
Is it tight and right?
That's a good answer.
So what was really, he just, and Alex was like, "Oh, cool. I guess he was right." And I'm like, "You really fell for that?"
Oh no.
So I'm on the front of the stage, at the judges table. And Mr. New England Leather, Doug Bronco, does all these acrobatic flips. I mean, it was almost like some guys kind of mixed in RuPaul's Drag Race with leather. And he did like this huge somersault backflip in assless chaps.
Okay.
And he landed with his butt facing toward me, like literally 2 feet apart from me, 2 feet away from me. And I think I got pink eye from him.
Oh, no.
I thought he was going to land on the
not conjunctivitis.
No, seriously, his butthole was literally 2 feet away from my eyes. I'm like, I guess Alex was right after all.
and then he went and held hands with himself.
No, so judging criteria, so there's 68 contestants. We had to do 8-minute interviews with 68 people.
Oh my God.
Oh gosh.
In groups of 10. And basically they submitted a one-page application, and we took all of our questions from that one-page application. So if you wanted to be asked something, you better put it on that fucking application.
Yeah.
And you better know you better know every detail about it. Like one guy from Australia put on there, he's a big Madonna fan. So my question to him was like, "Oh, so what's your favorite Madonna song and why?" And he went into what his favorite Madonna song was and why it was about the AIDS epidemic and how he was personally affected by loss in the AIDS epidemic. And, it was a really cool, touching moment. But so if I didn't have a question, my backup question was, and this is in a very embarrassing story that happened the day before. So we had a meet and greet with the contestants, just the judges and the contestants, on Thursday afternoon. So there's this tiny little stage, and it doesn't have a back to it, and there's just a projector screen behind it. And on that projector screen, they have this bright white light with the International Mr. Leather logo on it, which is basically a big white light with like a black outline on it. And they called me up on the stage, and I'm right in the fucking middle of the stage, and the light is shining right in my eyes. I had on a cowboy hat and cowboy boots, and I'm at the back of the stage, and I'm like doing this to try to like get the light out of my eyes. And I took a quarter step to the left, and I fell off the back of the stage.
Oh no!
So my question that I got out of that was, and I got right back up and I dusted myself off. Said, "Hey guys, sorry the light was in my face. No big deal. I'm fine." And then we just moved on. So my question to people the next day was, yesterday you saw me fall off the back of the stage, pick myself up, dust myself off, and keep going. Can you describe a point in your life where you've ever taken a fall, metaphorically, and how did you get back up?
And they were all like,
Miss Barbara Walters.
landed.
Hey, Lemonade from Lemon.
And then the first guy's like, I tripped down the stairs coming here today. And I'm like, no, that's not what I mean.
I'm talking.
Was he younger? Oh.
But what was cool about the contestants were they were all amazing. I took home 68 stories of people who I will treasure forever.
I thought you took home 68 contestants.
So
No, not until June.
Yeah, I didn't touch any of the contestants.
That's July.
But I was locked up. Here I am with thousands of men in this hotel, and I'm locked up in this room with all these contestants and can't do shit, right?
Yeah.
And it was these long, grueling days, like 12-hour days.
Oh gosh.
But some of the contestants were just incredible. So the 120 points in the first round was for the interview, and then 80 points was called Pecs and Personality. So we went to the theater, and they actually, all 68 contestants came out in formal leather gear, and then they all came out in like jock straps.
Okay. I was going to say, is there a swimsuit competition?
Yeah, so basically, that was the swimsuit competition.
It was gowns, and
what was a little disappointing about it was like, there was one guy who had like this perfect, like he was about to have a reveal. Because he had on these three long leather things that went all the way down in the front and the back and on the sides. And he climbed up the stage and he went like this, like he was about to rip it all off so you could see his butt. And when he ripped it off, the back panel was still there.
Oh, no.
And everybody was like, okay, we feel like we got
points
the
off.
That's when you go, keep going. You're missing the rest of this.
I was like, that's like the dead butterflies.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's
And two of the contestants fell going back up the stairs on the stage. So I didn't feel so bad.
Are these
nervous.
stairs like hard to walk up?
Yeah, they were really big.
aggressive
And all these
stairs.
guys in these like stiff leather boots too.
So they didn't have a good
So that was so we tallied the 200 points, and the top 20 of the 68 moved on to the next round on Sunday night, and they had a 90-second speech, and then they had basically another swimsuit competition where they walked around in jock wear, and some of them were walking around in like athletic shorts.
No one wants to see that.
And then some of them were walking around in jock straps.
Yeah, that's what we want to see.
Yeah, that's what you want
That's
to
what
see,
we
right?
came for.
That's what you came for, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what Rihanna said. This is
So
what we came for.
immediately the short shorts were disqualified.
Well, so we did our tallies on that, and then they announced the winners at the end, and everybody was really happy that the guy from Palm Springs won. The ironic thing about it was I found out in November that I was going to be a judge, and in January we took that trip to Palm Springs, the one that I told the Holy Hands of Palm Springs episode. I walked into a leather store in Palm Springs because I didn't really own any leather because it's San Diego. We don't. It's not that.
Yeah.
You don't need leather here. So,
But who needs leather in Palm Springs too? I mean,
so
It gets desert climate. It's desert climate. It gets cold at night.
So anyway, I go into the store, and the first shirt I see is $695.
Oh my God.
For a shirt, $695. So I went into another store, and they had one for $250. It didn't quite fit me, but it was from Spain. And they're like, why don't you go next door to the consignment shop, the leather consignment shop, and get it fitted?
Oh.
And I'm like, did you say consignment shop? Here, why don't you keep this? I'll be right back.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So I went over there, and I walk in the store, and I said, hey, I want a pair of leather pants and maybe a leather vest for International Mr. Leather. I'm going to be a judge this year. And the guy kind of smiles and grins and turns and looks at me and goes, oh, well, this right here is Renee, and he's going to be a contestant this year.
Oh.
And he was working on leather pants.
Oh.
And he won.
And so that was the first person I met.
Wow.
And I walked up to him and said, hey, I don't mean to freak you out, but I'm going to be a judge for International Mr. Leather, and I only get 8 minutes with you when I meet you. I want to know a little bit more about who you are and what you do so that I have a better sense as to who you are when I see you in Chicago. And he later told me that freaked him the fuck out. But I later told him, it said, I had a really good feeling when I left that place that you were really awesome, and to see you doing leather work outside of your outside of just being a normal guy.
Right, yeah.
It really hit home to me that this guy's life is leather.
Right.
And I was only one of 9 judges, so it's not like I was the one who chose.
Correct, yeah.
But and they had Olympic scoring, so they knocked out the top and the bottom scores for each person, so that way it took out bias.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I didn't realize it was that expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, leather's expensive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and by the way, my finals
Real
outfit, I don't know
leather.
if you saw it or not on my Instagram, but in Austin, Sir Rat Leather made me, they actually had me mail them a pair of my scrubs, and they made leather scrubs.
You mean that one right there?
Yeah. And apparently that unlocked a fetish for a lot of people.
I hope that they were donated to you and you didn't have to buy them.
I didn't have to buy them, no.
Good.
Because that looks like it'd be expensive.
Yeah,
They even got you a cap.
MSRP on that one is 4 digits, baby.
That's a good couple thousand right there.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And what's funny was they told me they were going to make it for me. I'm like, oh, they're going to make
So
it
cool.
for me. Great. And then I get there and the guy's like, oh yeah, we've got your box. It'll be here tonight. And you can just talk to us later about, settling up the payment for it. And I'm like, excuse me? You said you're going to make them for me.
Right. I'm
But I
like,
didn't bitch about it. I was like, okay, I'm just going to pay these guys if they want to. But they got so much free publicity off this
yeah.
scrub set that they made so much money at International Mr. Leather because they had a store there.
They were like, you know what?
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
I hope it ethically sourced leather.
Yeah, they got the leather off of a plant.
It's free-range cows named Bessie.
It's only cows that fell down and died of natural causes.
And they were in a farm in Sweden.
Yeah. Okay, so not only have you been doing like that kind of stuff, but you've also been like presenting at universities because you were just at Tulane.
Yeah, I did an online presentation to the University of Tulane's medical students to talk about how to talk about queer health and all the things they needed to know. I've done one with colorectal surgeons across America who are in training to talk to them about how the things that we do as gay men that they need to know about, especially the more extreme things like fisting and stuff like that.
Holding
Not
hands while
everybody
you're
does.
fisting somebody.
Yeah, but
Kissing.
But I mean, they need to know that kind of stuff happens because it's reality. And then I was really honored because my gastroenterology association, the AGA, has Digestive Disease Week, and this year it was in San Diego, and they invited me to be part of a panel called Reclaiming the Anus as part of the GI tract. And my job was to teach people how to do a clinically thorough history and physical on gender and sexual minorities.
Wow.
So gender diversity and sexual minorities. So I gave a lot of definitions about what is what and what we do and how they should address people. And
That's awesome.
so that was kind of a breakthrough for me because I've been in that society for 25 years and it's always been really, really conservative. So the fact that they had something like that was really, really, really huge.
It should be. I feel like it should be called Reclaiming My Hole. Like in Congress, where they're like reclaiming my time, reclaiming my hole.
Yeah, so there's been academic stuff, there's been the podcast, there's been travel around the country. I do still do some online stuff as well. I mean, I did a post about the 2-shot thing for PrEP, and it got like 161,000 views. So.
And
You're also anti-RFK, which we appreciate.
And you're also like promoting whole talks.
Well, I have a friend from New York City who he's an injector, and he does whole tox. He does penis filler as well as scrofill as well.
Okay.
Penis filler?
Yeah, so you can make your dick thicker if you want.
So what is Botox?
So Botox is basically Botox for your butthole, and not to make it look unwrinkled, but to make it relax so that you can have anal sex. Some people are so tight back there that they can't relax enough to be able to be penetrated.
Oh.
And all he does is just a quick little 15-minute little injection of 4 different quadrants of Botox, and within a couple of weeks, people are like freely able to bottom. They become the power bottom they always wanted to be, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So a lot of people are like, oh, won't that when you just shit yourself all the time? No, it doesn't work like that. The external sphincter keeps you from.
I was gonna say you got to check.
Yeah.
So the filler you said.
Yeah. So the other thing he does is scro fill, and he does penis filler. So penis filler gives you more girth.
I feel like that's got to be painful.
So you can't. Well, actually, he gives you a numbing shot, and then he injects the filler symmetrically.
Oh
on
my
both
god,
sides.
that's like my biggest fear.
And you can go to his X account, which is at Injector Chris or Lushful Aesthetics, and he has before and after pictures of people who've had penis filler and scro fill. I'm actually considering doing the scro fill because I've been on testosterone for so long that my balls just kind of shrank right down.
Oh,
so by doing scro fill, you can at least
look like you have.
Does it go inside of your ball?
No, it doesn't go inside the ball. It goes inside like the lining of the.
Maybe I should think
skin.
about scrofill.
Yeah, so, so basically, I'm the medical director for him. He uses my medical license, and he does a clinic once a month in La Jolla.
Okay.
And he does scrofill, he does Holtox, he does.
Because I have really tight balls. Like I've always had them, so I'm like but I'm always jealous of people who have hanging ones.
Well, he could probably give you some
Are they jealous of your boogie?
Don't
be jealous of
Scrotox
my
might help
Scrotox
him
was just
relax.
like letting go down.
Yeah, Scrotox would help it relax and let it go down. Yeah.
I don't want a needle anywhere near my junk. I mean, like.
Well, actually, I was going to do it. Like he was here this weekend, and I was going to do it this weekend. He was like, "Just so you know, you're gonna want to look at it for like 2 weeks." I'm like, "Oh no, July 4th is that time."
Doesn't fit my social calendar.
But like, got Black's Beach. Come on.
2 weeks of downtime? That's a long time.
Yeah, he said. He said the first week you're going to be black and blue and purple, and the second week it becomes back to normal.
How long does it last?
The filler is permanent.
Okay.
I mean, you can have it taken out.
Yeah.
Is it like how same thing as like lip filler and stuff?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like Juvederm or hyaluronic acid and stuff
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
So safe stuff. But anyway, so I had a guy who did the Holtox thing, and he said, "Oh wow, I've had a great experience from it. I've had listeners to my show who say, 'Oh my God, I went to Injector Chris and I love my new hog.
Oh.
It's nice and thick now, and I want more. I want more.'"
Oh, jeez.
But the thing about the penis filler is it gives you girth, but if you
not
don't,
length.
But it doesn't give you length, and if you don't have a big head,
Oh, you're gonna be like tiny little head.
it's going to be like big fat cock and a tiny little head.
It's kind of
like a torpedo, exactly.
It's
yeah.
like when people get like silicone injections, and like that's a thing where like people, it's like a fetish thing.
Oh,
People-
saline, yeah.
well, saline in their junk.
Yeah,
so
it
it's
gets
really
all pumped
large.
up and swollen. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's really huge. So when you go out, like people are looking at your junk.
I'm telling you, like having anything of like pointy near my manly bits are just terrifying.
Okay, so right before we wrap up, I do have a question for you guys.
Okay.
All right. I'm sure you guys have all seen this video online.
Hopefully I
from
have.
the ball of the guy in the yellow feather outfit and then the guy in the silver tinsel outfit walking the runway at a ball in New York. Have you seen this? Oh no! That's the question.
Well, you can pull it up.
Pull it up.
Okay.
Wait, what is it?
So it's part of a ball, and it's.
Wait, did you
interesting
send this to me on
because
Instagram?
And
I think I probably did from Fitness Gaze, but it happened and it's on a runway, and it looks like the one guy pushes the other guy off the stage.
Oh no, yeah, and it's like a silver and gold sort of thing.
It's like the guy has like yellow feathers.
Oh, there it is.
Yes.
the drama.
So you have to watch this because it is very interesting, and it's like I kind of like think that he did push him, but that particular video.
Oh my god, the facial reactions!
He did do a kind of a twirl there, and maybe with the twirl of the wing.
I mean, that doesn't look like you can balance well with that.
But
They did kind of go and help him up.
But but here's the thing: if you watch the video that leads up to this, it's like the silver guy is in his way all the time. Oh, they start fighting.
Oh my god!
Because he keeps getting in the way of the guy in the yellow, and so the guy in the yellow is just done. And he just pushed up, and I think that's awesome. So if you haven't seen this yet, go to Fitness Days with a Z and check out the video. It's called The Drama, and you can see what we're talking about.
Right
I think he was pushed. But I'm also but I think it's also very.
He was asking for it.
He was asking for it. Because if you look at the guy in the yellow, he has silver tinsel all over himself too. So,
I mean, when you push someone off, you're gonna get the tinsel.
No, we had it before that.
Oh, God.
Near him and getting and stuff. So anyway, thank you, Dr. Carlton. This was so much fun.
That was fast.
I know, it was an hour already, right? I'm
I learned a lot about leather, and I can't afford it.
Yeah.
In this economy?
Let's go to Jack in the Box.
It looks on their faces when I described that. They look like they're going to get sick.
He was like,
Listen, now you have to do something where it's you have to do sourdough jack. Where you go in and then you have
some bread.
Some ciabatta. Or a piece of bread.
It's funny how things have evolved over time because I started off doing all this stuff and scrubs and all doctorly, and then the last fisting weekend I did when I taught the anatomy and stuff, I did it in a jockstrap.
You want to be comfortable.
I know my audience.
Yeah, exactly.
What was funny? What was funny was one of the attendees at the Dallas thing last time in spring for the fisting weekend. So apparently, I was doing my spiel to 100 people in this little small space, but around the space they had slings set up so people could play if they wanted to while this was happening. And there was a pastor from San Francisco in the back who was getting fisted, and he screamed out right in the middle of my talk, "I'm sorry, Jesus!"
Stop it. Or thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm sorry, Jesus.
Listen, Jesus was fisting too.
oh.
Give a man a fist. Teach a man to fist.
And then you will never have and then he will fist for his life. I think that's Psalms 14, right? Yeah, that's in the New Testament.
It's Psalms 14. All right. So, Dr. Carlton, tell our audience how they can find you on the socials and everything.
So you can find me at Dr. Carlton, all spelled out DoctorCarlton on Instagram, on Blue Sky, which is a little saucier. I have our But Honestly podcast, which is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. The But Honestly Pod has a Patreon. It also has its own Instagram, Blue Sky, and X account as well. I will be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida in September, judging STP Leather International. And then I have another gig in Dallas in October, and probably another one in Fort Lauderdale in November. But I'll keep you guys updated.
So
busy. You're busy, B.
Yeah. And I have a full-time job.
Right.
I mean, doing what you love.
Right.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you guys. This was so much fun. Thank you, Dr. Carlton, again for being here.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Appreciate it. Have a great Pride and
be gay.
Be gay.
Stay gay.
Have a great week.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to These Unprecedented Gays. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and join us next time as we continue exploring the ever-changing landscape of queer life. Until then, stay proud, stay fierce, and stay unprecedented.